Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and this continues our Eagle Peak Tour number 8 walkthrough. And this is probably my favoriteest hole to play in Eagle Peak. And I know favoriteest is not a word, but I think it fits good into the concept of what I'm trying to explain here with my excitement. So this hole, when we see this one pop up, whenever I get it at least, I'm already thinking it's an automatic win. We're going to drive to the green. I'm going to show you several replays of what opponents try to do in most situations. And in most situations, it's not going to work out for them. I'm going to show you how to get down to the fairway and onto the green almost every single time. So you need to make sure that you pack a bag that has a big topper in it combined with a sniper. And the reason that you want to do that is because when you get to this hole, you're going to change your bag to the big topper. And just in case you go to a shootout, just in case, either you mess up the drive or your opponent hits the same drive as you and you go to a shootout, you have your sniper ready to go. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Please hit that thumbs up button because I know this video is going to be helpful to a lot of people. And on top of that, if you want to know my specific strategy in tour number 8 or what bags I use, look in the description below. And you'll find a link to my Tour 8 strategy session video. So here's what you need to know about this hole, and here's how you're going to attack it, and here's how you're going to win it. Always pack a big topper in a sniper bag. Use your big topper. Use a navigator, all right? You do not need any other ball. I don't care what wind you get. I don't care what level your big topper is. Navigator ball, full top spin, 1/2 of a bar of left side spin. After that, you're going to find the landing position, which I'm going to show you. There are 2 things that you have to look for on this hole, and this is where the detail matters. If you get tailwind, you need to make sure that the landing spot, the end of your ball guideline, is still in the rough. If you get headwind, it needs to be out of the rough. If you're confused on that, stick with the replays, okay? Stick with this video. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So let's go. Okay, let's start off with an opponent's shot. This opponent has no slouch for clubs. He is using a katana. He's using an APOC 5. And this is what most people try to do. Most people try to go with this overpower shot and a curl shot. Most people try to go with a max curl shot. In this situation, he's not. But either way, this is what you normally see. There is no consistency in this shot. It's going to change on every single wind. You're going to see people try to hook this ball onto the green. And more times than not, you're going to see opponents stuck in the rough just like this. Now, the worst wind you can get on this is headwind. But you're going to see here, I'm doing exactly what I said. Big topper, full top, 1/2 a bar left. Now, if I were to set up right here and take this shot, I want you to notice my ball guideline. My ball guideline is down here on the fairway. That's great. That's where we want to be. But because of the top spin on the big topper, if I were to shoot right here, hit perfect, and adjust my rings properly, I'm going to fly into the sand. That is not what you want. You want to make sure you set up just like this. So you're going to wiggle your target around down here until you get a ball guideline like that. Now, do you see how my second bounce is in the rough and then the tail of my ball guideline is on the fairway? That is what you want in a headwind situation. Now you're going to adjust at 0% elevation. You're going to adjust always at max distance of your big topper. And then you want to hit perfect. Now, for some reason on this hole, for me, I have a mental block. I hit great left all the time. Great left is still okay. Great right is not okay. You'll get stuck in the rough. But you can see here, notice how I barely roll out onto the fairway. And that's fine. That's what we're looking for. This is a shot that you need to get comfortable with. This is a shot that you need to be able to chip in every time with a perfect ball. And by doing so, it's going to make you a better player overall at Golf Clash. So this is our opponent's shot from the rough. We don't really need to watch this. But from here, you're going to be within your wedge distance, okay? This is nasty headwind, 9 miles an hour. But, we're just going with the full top spin approach. I even hit a great shot to the left here, and you can see by using that full top spin shot, you have margin for error, and we pick up a win. So now we'll start off with another opponent, extra mile 8. He's using a marlin ball. And every once in a while, you'll run into an opponent who knows how to get down to the green with the big topper. And I guess I'm really sharing this secret with everybody now. He's trying to do the same type of thing. You see most opponents, they end up aiming over here. This one's going with a lot of overpower and a little bit of curl to the left. This is another situation to where, you know, an opponent hits the rough and they stick in the rough. Now, we're going to get the same wind, okay? But the biggest thing is when you get this type of tailwind, this is a very, very strong tailwind. Remember when I said if you get a tailwind, you have to have the end of your ball guideline in the rough? So notice this time, look at the end of my ball guideline. And we're always aiming right here underneath the sand bunker. So notice how the end of the ball guideline is in the rough. That's what you want. You got to have it in the rough, because if you put it on the fairway, you're going to experience a significant rollout and you're going to go flying past the hole. There's a great left shot like I was talking about. For some reason, I tend to do that a lot on this drive. Maybe because I'm using a big topper, I don't know. But you can see there, we clip the rough and we roll out. And that's a very easy chip in for a win on this hole. Okay? So let's watch another opponent here. This is going to be me. I'm up first this time. This time we get crosswind, full top, half left. Again, like I was saying here, in a crosswind situation, and with a little bit of headwind, as you can see, we're putting the end of our ball guideline just barely onto the fairway down there. We adjust at 0%. We take a normal shot. This time we hit a perfect ball. Hit the perfect ball, as long as you put your spot correctly, you know we're going to get a great rollout. And there it is, right there onto the fringe. And we're easily chipping in for the eagle. Now we take a look at our opponent here, using a kingmaker. Would absolutely never use a power 3 ball in any situation on a short par 4. You need to be saving these balls for tournaments. But again, you play how you want. As long as the game is fun to you and you're okay playing these types of balls, that's great. But there are other strategies. And again, you know, if you want to know what those strategies are, I'd highly suggest watching my Tour 8 strategy guide that you can find in the description below. Because I'm going to save you money, and I'm going to save you gems, and I'm going to show you more consistency by playing with one ball only. Because in every single shot you take in the tour is going to be 100% consistent. But you'll see here, we're going with another overpower shot. We're going with another hook shot, another curl shot. And, you know, this time he hits the trees and he rolls down into the sand. This is, again, what most people end up doing. And I'm teaching you how to do it. So here's an opponent using a ninja ball. So this is a power 3 ball. This is something you have to pay real money to use. A wind resistance 5. And this time he's not using any type of curl, which just puts him directly into the rough. So that's going to be a waste of a money ball right there. Now it's our turn against that opponent. And you can see here we are getting that tailwind. So you got to remember, with tailwind, like I said, you got to have the end of that ball guideline just clipping the rough. And we roll into the fringe and we execute our shot. Now this gets into kind of some brutal wind right here. This is 8 miles an hour, headwind, blowing the opposite direction of what we want. Should have probably showed you the setup there. But notice here, I have a good amount of my ball guideline on the fairway. The thing is, you do want to clip the rough on the second bounce. You're always looking to clip the rough and roll out. We get ourselves a perfect ball. Ball lands nicely in front of the sand, clip the rough, and we roll out onto the fringe, almost onto the green. Notice I'm using absolutely no curl on any of these drives. This is just a normal shot in the middle of the bullseye. All right, this is brutal wind. This is 10 miles an hour. This is as high as we're going to get with the Navigator ball on Tour 8. But again, full top, 1/2 left. We're playing underneath the sand here. And as you can see, I'm trying to get my ball guideline onto the fairway. Now, this is a situation because of how heavy the wind is. You're going to get that secondary wind push. So this is a situation where we need to accommodate for that, and we are going to have to use overpower in order to execute this drive. As you can see here, I didn't use the overpower. I just took a normal shot. But we were still okay. I would suggest here to use a little bit more overpower so that you can get further down. But for video purposes, I just wanted you to see that you can still get there even at 10 miles an hour with a normal shot. So here's more headwind, and I try to show more headwind than anything else. Again, we play behind this bunker. Notice that second bounce is in the rough with a nice tail onto the fairway there. Perfect ball. Clip that rough, and we roll out. Easy shot. All right, so here's the opposite. Here's a pretty heavy, tailwind with crosswind. Again, full top, half left. But it's important that you see there, I'm leaving my ball guideline in the rough at the bottom edge of the rough down there. And I always zoom in to make sure I got it right. You can see the opponent's icon in the sand. Maybe I hit perfect more than I thought I do. I feel like I always tend to hit great left, but there's a lot of perfect shots here. And that's about as good as it gets. You know, right onto the fringe, easy chip in for the win. So more tailwind here. Again, you see the end of that ball guideline in the rough. Looks like our opponent made it down there this time. So this is a situation to where we're probably going to tie. But the good part is I got my sniper ready to go to a shootout. And we clip that rough and we roll out down there to that fringe area again. So I guess you can just see the consistency here. More crosswind with tailwind. So in a crosswind situation, I do tend to leave the tip of my ball guideline at the very edge of that fairway down there. That was another perfect ball. I guess I'm doing okay with perfects. You see there, clip it, and you roll out thanks to that top spin. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this hole, but I just really want everybody to see every single wind angle, and I want you to get used to the consistency because I want you to win. I want to help you get better at the game. You can see there's another opponent's icon in the sand. There's a great left shot. But you can see here the great left is still okay. Not every time it's okay, but it's still okay. And what, are we sticking on the green this time? Nope, onto the fringe. And these are just a couple shots to pin. You know, with the wedge, I always go full top spin. Aim it right into the hole. Little offset here just because of the wind situation. You can play at 0% if you want. I just gotten so used to this chip in, I pretty much know where to line up every time. And then here's another one. So 0% elevation when you're chipping in. But this is really going to wrap up Eagle Peak hole number 8. You know, I hope you've learned from this one. I hope you find it very helpful. Please spread my channel to your clan. Help me get as many subscribers as possible. And if you like my content, if I help you become a better player, I always put a link to my PayPal in the comment section below. And any donation is so much appreciated. Thank you very much. And good luck, everybody.